Bloxer, the ease of execution is on top Esports here. They can play as slow as they want to, control the tempo, as long as they're keeping good summoners and ultimates up.
Split
oh no,
map.
wait. JackeyLove and Chris are cornered.
No.
Doinby's still up here, and Shanji didn't leave yet. JackeyLove immediately burns both summoners.
He's dead.
He's toast. He's completely fried. The perfect start for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Leave gifted first blood.
Oh my
Top side
lord.
to really be wanting to pick up. There's no camps. He's kind of just waiting around. Wait.
Eats the blade collar. There's the paranoia up though for Aki. Gonna buy space. He's gonna come flying on into JackeyLove, who immediately has to burn Cleanse Flash again off cooldown, but he drops still despite both summoners. Chris having to flash away as well. Ninjas in Pyjamas came to play in the opening bout.
Yeah, they drafted themselves a risky composition that needs to get ahead early. Well, that's exactly what they've managed to do for themselves. Multiple proactive plays, working out really well. Cream also now going to get jumped by Shanji. Doinby's in the area.
Yeah, uses the Keeper's Verdict for the knockup between worlds thrown down. Cream's going to eat a slow, still has his flash, but it's not going to be enough. Feats of Warfare, NIP open up with 3 straight kills.
Oh boy, it's not looking good for the prediction at this point if you aren't able to show up when it matters in the playoffs. But now in this one, early stages still, but not ideal. PP Go going in TP.
They're going for JackeyLove again. They have marked him as the target. Uses the Featherstorm to dodge on the paranoia, but in goes Lee with the killer instinct behind the blade collar, and it's just like shooting fish in a barrel right now for NIP. Bottom lane for top crumbles once more, and the lead only compounds for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
They keep the pressure up right here, and the Between Worlds once again used to great effect, making sure JackeyLove isn't able to get away. That slow is just so strong. Cream's stepping up here. He really doesn't want to give all of these away, but he's so lonely right now.
He's got Kanavi. Oh, the Q doesn't land for PP God. Does get the crash down, but Cream's going to find the kill. Leva's also trapped in the Arcane Blast, having to flash away from Kanavi. Shanji here, though, gets the big stun to bail out his AD carry. Big time plays from NIP, trying to desperately push the sleep further, but it's 369 going for the hero play. Public execution in. Good Fear comes across the stuns. The lockup. It's Shanji again, denying 369 from his hero play. This Poppy pick is on pristine position.
Use that Featherstorm to at least survive for a little bit longer, but it's just not working out that way as Doinby gets jumped here.
Gets jumped. Kanavi connects Glacial Prison this time. Between Worlds not going to bail out Doinby.
That much damage, but Victor is in a pretty strong position overall. See it right here.
Storm
it does a little bit. It doesn't do too much to one individually. It's when you get it into the midst of a big team fight, and it just starts shredding through people. And the more and more items that get completed, the more Cream is going to be able to do. Still though, he's not having the best time right here versus Shanji.
Merc Dress is a hell of a drug.
It really is.
For Shanji just ignores all that Victor damage. NIP on the backside though. In position to fight, especially now with some of these item differentials coming through in that damage department you were talking about for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Not yet, not in a straight 5v5. Uh-oh.
Here we go, lights out. PP God just roots up Crisp, and all the damage comes through before anyone can do anything. Glacial Prison immediately cleansed by Leaf, so you get that one off to Kais.
Focus.
Oh boy, they're looking for a dive here on the 369. Yes, they are. Leaf flies in. That was way too easy for the NIP AD carry. Another kill picked up. They're playing right towards that pick play type you were talking about, Bloxer.
Exactly. With the Drake coming up in just 10 seconds time, all of a sudden you cannot play this team fight. You've lost your top laner. We've been talking a lot about how 369 is going to be a key component for making these team fights work. Well, he's gone. He's dead. Nothing you can do about that one. TP coming in top lane right here for Shanji.
Shanji's everywhere, man. This guy is... he's rabid on the Rift with this pop.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure to cover all these lanes.
Every time you think you're going to get a push onto a tower, nuh-uh. Absolutely not. Shanji arrives in your lane and stops that dead in its tracks. Everybody from NIP going to push through this mid lane right now. TES, it doesn't feel like they can stop this from happening at any real angle. They're just sort of having to sit on the tower.
Yeah, cornered and scared to try and really do anything. Cream really wants to get this first turret, but Shanji, he's got so much taken as he can just ignore Cream's damage and maybe even challenge him for a solo bolo. Cream trying to kite back. Does get some good movement speed from the Q. Shanji maybe a little bit too big for his britches. Think he's going to have to finally give up that first turret. But, Bloxer, I do want to point something out that's a rarity in the LPL with all the early skirmishing that top side. We've got our third Ruinous Atacon of the LPL split.
Yeah. And this actually is happening again. I've seen one already today, and I gotta be honest, it's a lot less interesting. I don't know, Voracious is just more fun. I get that this one's interesting in its own ways potentially, but it feels a lot less like something to pick up the team fight afterwards. You don't pick up the full gold for it. It's a much worse fight. Whereas you can...
So this, despite all of the heroics from Shanji, you know, one of those former OMG guys we talk about, needed to step up. He has so far. The time is starting to tick here on an IP, and they know it. Rinse and repeat. They're going after Jackie Love again. This time he does have the Feather Storm into the Blade Collar, but PP God's the one to root him up over the top of Chris. Jackie Love down for a 4th time, and Ninjas in Pyjamas, they want more. They're flashing forward with PP God looking for the plays, but they're just forcing Kanavi and company out as they take more control over the map. A lot of the map states actually in top Esports' favor.
I love this right here out of top Esports.
Wow.
I mean, they had to make something like this happen. Kanavi's just dead. We'll move on from that one. That's unfortunate. But the fact that you managed to, whilst this play is happening top lane near your tier 2 tower, at the same time, top Esports are taking their opponent's tier 1 bot lane, then teleporting topside to pick up a tier 2 there. They're keeping the gold much closer than it otherwise should be, right? Looking at the way that this game has gone, at every you can feel it in these fights, but it's not so much that this game is insurmountable for top right now. Oh, this is a massive risk.
Ruinous Atakan markedly does a ton more damage with his big
so
AoE.
Bad.
So you gotta really be careful with your health bar, but boys, Ruinous Atakan low. In comes Shanji, the Glacial Fisher trying to run everybody, but PP God still flies through. Chris is already dead. Aki, he doesn't want Ruinous Atakan, he wants Jackie Love's name. Secured over by Kanavi, but here comes the turn from top Esports. 369 Poly execution forward, has to jump out of the fight immediately. They're trying to create space for Keem and Jackie Love, but leave to flash forward and to find them all through the gravity well. It's Leave to step up and silence top Esports with a triple kill.
That's what we're talking about. Hey, it's not that tricky if you'll leave. Weaves his way through that fight to perfection, playing the Kai'Sa with the required amount of reckless abandon, stepping forward. And they're going to be able to pick up themselves the Baron on the backside of this fight. This whole game has come up NIP, and more than anything, it's
marquee guy on the roster, the OMG components of the rest of this team. Shanji, Aki, PP God, former OMG staples. It's the one guy we didn't give enough love to in that pre-show that is just balling out. He's got the GA done here to make it even bigger of a problem. 4-item Kai'Sa is just leaps and bounds ahead of anybody else on this map right now.
It is to feel comfortable. Right now doesn't have the flash, that's about halfway away, but does have the cleanse, so you're not even going to be able to get a long-range Glacial Prism to try to use that as the way to get this pick. It's going to be rough. It really is. You're going to have to hope that these straight-up 5v5 teamfights start going in your favor, but at this point, when you're this far behind, yeah, it's rough.
So big for NIP to come into this series in the lower bracket up against top Esports and come out with their most impressive game so far. Even in the wins they found up against AL, it was competitive and closed through a lot of it. There were lead changes, it was rocky, but NIP have their most complete game right now, and it only feels like one more team fight could be the killing blow as they try to take control of the Dragon Pit with Soul in their hand. What can top Esports do? They're just being funneled in their own jungle, constantly having to answer wave after wave. Feels like a last-ditch effort is coming soon.
Call and teleport in out of both of these top laners, although
Shanji jump onto Shanji, but that's the Poppy. You don't want to engage onto them. Lights go out. Aki's waiting for a moment to jump on top of Jackie Love. Keeper's Verdict sends the 369 to the sky and sets up Leave to eviscerate top Esports once more. It's way too easy for Ninjas in Pyjamas, and boy, have they started this series out with one hell of a blow. PP God looking for the last kill on the 369. They want the clean ace. They're not going to get it, but they're going to get themselves a dominating game 1 up against top Esports.
369 doing whatever he can to try get something back for his team. Not gonna happen. They're gonna lose so much off of the back of that fight. It's gonna be Soul going over to Ninjas in Pyjamas. They're gonna be able to pick themselves up a mid lane tier 2, a bot lane tier 2. The gold just keeps flowing. And Ninjas in Pyjamas, they have played themselves a truly incredible game 1 so far. They still need to but I really don't think we're going to get to this point. In fact, this might be the ending fight around a red buff.
Yeah, here comes the wraparound. Wait for the lights to go out. Aki's just tantalizing, waiting for the moment. But it does hit Leave. 369 gets on top of the Kaisa. The GA soon to drop, but he uses the killer instinct to create some space. Leave is still up and freeze firing. How is this man alive? He is immortal on Summoner's Rift, and the rest of NIP turn their attention back towards top Esports, who have no fleeting chance.
It unlocks Leave to play with such a level of aggression, and I love watching this. It's going to be sad when this game is over because this has been such a fun Kaisa game. Shanji going to get jumped here, but yeah, with Leave in the wings, I'm not so sure you want to play this one.
Here we go. It's PP God has started out the public execution back forward for 369 hits nobody. His health bar's gone. This is just getting rough to watch. Ninjas in Pyjamas have run down top Esports after all the confidence they had with the IG win. It's all gone to the wayside. It's behind one big absolute juggernaut of a man on the Kaisa. Leave fears no mortal man right now, and he wants game one done and over with. The Ace comes through, and what a start for Ninjas in Pyjamas, their most dominating game of the playoffs, to take a 1-0 lead.
Oh boy, that is the NIP game one that they have been waiting for. Their previous series, it didn't work out the way that they wanted, but this is the way to kick off your losers bracket plays.